Let's get my next guest out, and I'm excited because one is the heavyweight champion of movie heroes, the other is the young pretender to the crown. It is Sylvester Stallone and Michael B. Jordan. Congratulations as well. Michael, great to meet you, mate. I'm thrilled to meet you. Come and sit down, fellas. Come and sit down. Wow. There we go. Great to have you here. Thank you so much for both being here. Well, let's start with the movie. Let's start with Creed. It's a new Rocky movie. It kind of is a new Rocky movie. It kind of is a new kind of film.
Yes.
The Rocky's in. But it's incredible when you think this is 40 years since you first
Yes, I know.
came out as Rocky Balboa. Who would have thought that?
I don't know. You weren't even born. That's what's amazing. Here we are, and how time has caught up.
It's incredible.
It
How
is.
did Creed come back? Because unlike the other ones, this did not originate with you directly, did it?
No, I was so happy that I finally got the last Rocky Balboa done, which is tough when you say, hey, I got this great idea about a 60-year-old boxer. It's said, oh, this is the worst idea ever. But anyway, it got done. I was very satisfied with the results. And that was 2006, and I thought, okay, this is my crowning accomplishment.
You've done with Rocky now.
I was so happy with it. Waved goodbye to the audience. And then 8 years later, I said, yes. And he goes, well, I'm an unknown filmmaker. I haven't made any movies yet, but I have this idea about bringing you back and this character, Apollo Creed. See, Apollo, you didn't know this, had an illegitimate son. So he's telling me the story. And I go, very interesting.
Can I just check, can anyone knock on your door and start pitching films to you? 'Cause you should get a gate.
And a dog. Anyway, he came about, and of course he hadn't made a film yet, but he had this kind of enthusiasm. It reminded us of us. He sort of. But anyway, he went away and made a film called Fruit Valve Station with Michael B. Jordan here. It won all these awards.
Which was
Film
just
Festival.
really a wonderful film. And if you haven't seen Fruit Valve Station, I urge you to go and see it, because that was an incredible movie. And congratulations to you and Ryan for that.
So he comes back after the Cannes Film Festival and goes, now? I said, he doesn't quit, does he?
Yeah.
He's really a pesky guy.
Yeah.
You know? Then I thought, I don't know, because in this movie, Rocky goes into a different kind of fight. He's not in the ring anymore, and he's dealing with life issues, which is much more realistic in some situations. And Michael, who plays Adonis, comes into his life, and they're from absolute opposite sides of the world. And slowly they begin to meld into kind of a family relationship.
So I guess you knew about the project, or the possibility of the project, before Sylvester even.
Yes.
Yeah, Ryan told me about it, but when we were doing chemistry reads for Fruitvale Station about 3 years ago, and he asked me, like, you know, I'm doing this movie about Apollo Creed's son. Do you wanna play him? And I said, cool. And that was it. That's all I thought about it. And we went off and we shot our film, and when Sly got on board, it started to become more real. And
So it was easy for him to get you to do it then, Sly.
I know. He goes, hey, you want to do this movie, Creed? I haven't told Stallone yet.
First one in.
Okay. But the training for that, to get into that kind of shape, and knowing that you're going to be compared by film fans to the original Rocky, that must have been some pressure. How much time did you have to put into getting into that kind of shape?
About a year and a half. And it was that fear of watching, you know, Rocky up there and Carl Weathers, you know, they were ripped, you know. And for me, it was that fear of not coming close, you know. So I worked out as hard as I could, completely changed my diet. I was eating grilled chicken, brown rice, and broccoli for about a year and a half, 6 days a week.
Wow.
Worked out two to three times a day, and yeah, put the time in.
And then when you finish the movie, do you then go out and have just as much pizza as you want for a week?
Biggest cheesesteak you can possibly buy. Wow. And I ate it till I got sick. It was a lot.
But you didn't have to stay in shape for this. I mean, you look in great shape, but you...
I became a total food degenerate. Thank you very much. Yeah, I discovered, I just backed up to the fat hose and let it go. As they say, I just turned it full spigot on.
Michael, let me ask you about some of the other films you've done in the past, because I saw you in Chronicle.
Yeah.
And that was a great film. I don't know how many people saw Chronicle, but it was a totally different take on the superhero thing. And you seem to be, I get the feeling that you're putting your personal life on hold a bit while you concentrate on your career. Would I be right there? That was the start of it, as far as I was concerned, but is that what's happening now?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you know, I didn't go to college, I didn't go to school, and for me, you know, while everybody else was going to class and studying, I was working on my craft. So I decided I was going to sacrifice all of my 20s for my career, just laying down that foundation. So once I, you know, started to, you know, have my feet planted firmly in the industry, then I can kind of start to relax a little bit and live life and enjoy it. That's kind of my mentality around it.
And by relax, We mean what exactly?
I mean, work hard, but just breathe. Just take a minute to, you know, smell the air. And
So
just
enjoy the good times.
Exactly.
Enjoy the ladies.
Exactly.
Is that what we're talking about here? What's what we're dancing around here?
I wasn't.
I warned you.
Well, he told me back then.
No, I get it.
Yeah, you know, Sly, we have to ask these questions.
I'm curious too.
I'm having a good time.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm pleased.
having a good time.
You seen that? But you live, am I right, Michael, that you live with your mother still at the moment?
My mom just moved in. She moved back in with me. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's
nice.
Well, that will help keep things in line.
It's definitely a change of pace.
Yeah.
It's definitely a change of pace.
That's funny.
Walking around with more clothes on, you know.
But what about you?
What do you mean? What about me?
Oh, I thought your mum.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Both of you.
Yeah,
both of you.
Both of us.
Both of you with the clothes on, of course.
Yes. Yeah, man, she's a sweet woman, man. She's my heart. She's my conscience and my spirit. She keeps me grounded.
She actually lives at the house.
She has her own room, has her own get up. You know, my dad's gonna come in and move in for a little bit, and then they're gonna find their place.
Eh?
No house parties for a while.
Yeah, sure.
Your mum, who I've
Yes.
had the pleasure of meeting with, so she is a remarkable character.
Yeah, she is. She is.
I kind of love. I remember asking you once, when you were a young man,
Yeah.
she used to manage a group of lady wrestlers.
Boxers and
Boxers
wrestlers. Yes, you're right.
Wow. So did you see much of that side? Did you come home and were they ever in the house? Did you go and see them?
Yes. And they were, you know, they weren't really wrestlers. They were kind of unemployed pole dancers, but they said, "Oh, lady wrestlers." And I said, please, you know, it's like so they'd slap each other and do this, and I just frolicked around and just
Wow.
did the best I could.
I've never met an unemployed pole dancer. Well, your mum's still going strong. She's still well, I believe. Is that right?
She's, I can't say, but she's doing Pilates and tap dancing and things that should be just against the laws of nature. And so, you know what I mean?
Wow. Now, I saw you at the Golden Globes, and congratulations on your Golden Globe win. So well deserved.
Thank you.
It must have been a lovely moment for you, Albert.
It was fantastic. And to have my daughters there, because they hate my movies. They hate.
No, really?
Oh, yeah, they go, Rambo, ooh. You know, does he ever take a shower? You know, does he have to stab everyone? I go, no, he has issues. He has serious
He has a lot of
social
thing going on.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden with Creed. Creed has the most extraordinary music in it. And coupled with Michael's youthful enthusiasm, the director's style, they went, finally, you've made a decent film.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went, okay, take your stuff and move out in the backyard. You're out.
So your girls are, is it 19, 17?
19, very good.
Yeah.
You're a savant.
Well.
19 and 13.
And they're still living at home with you and Mum?
For the next 30 or 40 years.
Yeah. And are they seeing anyone?
Not if I can help it. No. Of course, they don't discuss things. When I walk into the room,
not
they go,
Dad, no.
What do you want, Dad? No, just get food and leave. We're talking. And I'm the only male. There's one neutered dog and then 2 female dogs, and it's just in me. I'm done. So I just go off in my room and lock the door.
And you're in LA, right?
Yes.
And Michael, you're in LA now.
I'm in Los
So
Angeles.
if Michael's having like a bit of a house party and he wanted to invite some of your girls over, would that be cool?
Crazy. Yeah, only if I could come in my Rambo costume.
End up on the wall of this house somewhere.
Someone reaches in for a beer and Rambo comes out the shop. You never really, I mean, you boxed convincingly on screen, but you never boxed before. You never wanted to box yourself.
No, God, you know, I warned him, you know, boxing it's a very, very difficult profession because you're getting hit in the face for a living. So I remember Michael was, I said, you really haven't been in a Rocky film until you've taken a shot. Carl has hit me, Dolph Lundgren put me in the hospital, Mr. T Forget about it. He
Yeah.
crushed me with a name like Clubber.
Clubber
okay,
Lang.
I got clubbed. I said, so you have to have an initiation into the club because bring it on. So you have a British fighter here, Tony Bellew, who is a really powerful, big 6'3" guy, huge. And when fighters throw punches, it isn't like in the movies, Johnson, where a cowboy. These big,
But in the movies, you miss by quite a bit, don't you?
You miss, and there's these big, overemphasized punch. Boxers, boom, it's very, very tight. That's what makes it so powerful. And to the untrained eye, you say, it doesn't look like much. Well, ask him.
Were you knocked out at this stage?
Not knocked out, but I was definitely smelling the ground for a lot longer.
Oh, you were snoring.
I was.
So you saw this?
down.
Did you see him get knocked down?
He instigated.
He
He's
was
the reason
sleeping.
why I got hit.
He was dreaming. He was counting sheep.
I was out.
But he popped right up.
Yeah.
Said, when do we start? I go, you were knocked out. Oh, no, man, let's do it again.
And we didn't even get that one
It was
because
just
Tony's
practice.
glove was in the way. It was crazy.
Are we rolling? No.
Because the first time we did it, we didn't even get the shot. We had to do it on the second take.
Well, they said we've got some footage.
Oh, good.
So we've got some
You
footage. I
gotta
haven't
see
seen this. This
this.
was on a phone or something. So this wasn't part
his
of the film
phone.
even.
He was sitting there
It was
with
on your phone.
I just had to get this on film. I'm going to send it to my daughters as a warning, but listen closely to the sound.
Now, did you know that he was going to connect?
Absolutely.
Wow.
He set me up.
He set you up.
Set
Okay,
me
this
up.
is Sylvester Stallone setting up Michael B. Jordan off camera.
Backgrounds watching and action.
Right around that. Yeah, right around that.
He got it. That was solid.
Why not his head?
Wow.
It's slow motion. He turned right into.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're still loving this.
Yeah, he's a big kid, man.
Let's see that again. Let's see that again in slow motion for Sylvester. Let's have a look at that again. Here we go.
Here it comes. Wait for it. Boom.
The head goes. Wow.
Body goes there. Yeah, that wasn't too fun.
Oh,
Wow. I know, Sly, you've been to this country a lot, and you know how much love we have for you here.
you.
I know you know that. Michael, you've been over a few times. You were over with Bear Grylls, weren't
Yeah,
you?
man. Bear's he's a childhood hero of mine. Yeah, I did one on the show Running Wild with Bear Grylls.
He was out there.
We went to Wales.
No.
And what do
you
you
were
mean?
eating wild, raw things?
Well, I mean, I ate boiled worms,
Get
which
out.
is not as good as it sounds. and I jumped out of a helicopter into the sea, and that was probably the sink or swim kind of moment. Yeah, I thought I was going to drown. Seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was next level. And you figure because it's a show and it's Bear Grylls, he would be safe, but no, it's not safe at all.
Well, because he's a maniac.
Yeah, he's a
maniac.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
since you put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You should do it.
Never.
You know,
No.
he actually emailed me. You know, he emailed me a couple days ago and asked me if you wanted to do the show. I was too scared to actually ask you if you wanted to do it.
Tell him to call Arnold.
Okay.
What? I don't want to eat my sheep. No. Don't say that. You meet with a chopper. You know, it's so funny. When Arnold and I are being interviewed together, good luck. I slur and he's German, so go figure.
Well, mentioning Arnold, of course, we've enjoyed seeing you on screen a few times now together. Will there be more Expendables? Are you planning another Expendables movie?
I don't know. You know, I wanted to do another Rambo, but I realized it's over. I can't. The last one, I could never accomplish. I just couldn't do it. I just know I couldn't. And, you know, there's always a possibility. I don't think it would be next. I would love to do something with a little bit more dramatic and test the metal kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But I've learned you can never say no. You never know in this business what's going to happen. So.
And what about Rambo? Any more Rambo on the horizon?
No,
Come on.
No.
But the last one was so good. Michael, you see the last one?
Rambo was awesome, man. A lot of people died.
Thank you.
So many people
A
died.
lot of people died. Look, you were shredded, man. Look at you, man.
Oh, that was a long time. Yeah, right. Thanks.
Impressive.
I think one critic described you in this country when that film came out, said you look like a condom stuffed with walnuts. That's what they... I don't know if you...
Stuffed with what?
Walnuts.
Oh, walnuts. I think Walmart. I said, how'd you do that? How'd you get a whole department store in there?
One final thing, you know, Star Wars just came out, biggest movie ever in the history of cinema, but you were considered briefly for the role of Han Solo, weren't you?
Oh, thanks for bringing that up. Yes, thank you very much.
You auditioned, didn't you?
Well, I was brought in there. I had no idea what I was doing there. First of all, you don't see Italians in space. It just, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's like, well, wait a minute, pizza delivery? No, I'm here. So I went in, and I knew I was wrong. I go, how you doing? You know, and so George Lucas is sitting there, and you know when you walk in instantly that this is not going to go well. When the director does this. Because he's so shy, and I'll never forget, there was a fly walking across his desk, and that was the most action in the room. So what happened is, eventually I said, you know what, I'll make it simple. I look terrible in leotards. I get it. And he goes, thank you. And, and then, of course, Harrison Ford, I can't believe he got it. Yeah. Wow. Anyway, that's what happened. But you just know. You just know that it was going to end badly.
So the way we're serving this story up in future is Sly kindly stepped aside to give Harrison a chance in the industry, and I think that shows you in a good light.
So he needed
the help. He needed that. And you gave it to him. You didn't need it, you had Rocky and Rambo.
I said, Harrison, take over. I'm done. I'm out of here.
So lovely to see you again, Sylvester. Thank you for coming on. Michael, so lovely to meet you.
Pleasure,
I've admired your work for a while, and you just are so good in Creed. I'm telling you.
Fantastic.
Even if you don't think it's the kind of movie for you, if you maybe don't like the idea of a boxing movie, you will love it, because it's got such heart, and the romance side of the story is just beautifully told as well. Really touching, really lovely. Sylvester Stallone and Michael B. Jordan, ladies and gentlemen. Great stuff, man. What do you do with that? Michael, nice job.
Pleasure.
Okay.